Hey everyone, welcome back to the AI Tech channel. Today, we're diving into a story that's got everyone talking and maybe a little worried. Meta, yes, the company behind Facebook and Instagram, is reportedly working on some seriously advanced super sensing technology for its next generation of smart glasses. But is this innovation or invasion of privacy? That's the million-dollar question we're tackling today. Get ready, because this could change how we interact with the world or how the world interacts with us. A world where your glasses know everyone you meet. Sounds like a Black Mirror episode, right? But what if this tech could genuinely improve our lives? Stick around, because we're about to unpack the potential, the pitfalls, and the possible solutions to this super sensing situation. The crucial question is, should we be excited or terrified? Let's find out. Okay, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. According to a report from The Information, Meta is developing software for smart glasses that can recognize people by name and track what you're doing throughout the day. They're calling it super sensing. Now, this isn't exactly a new idea. Meta apparently considered including similar technology in its first smart glasses, but they scrapped it due to privacy concerns. Fast forward to now, and it seems like the idea is back on the table. Meta is supposedly working on two new pairs of smart glasses, codenamed Aperol and Bellini. Sounds fancy, right? They're also re-evaluating their privacy policies and potential safety risks associated with this technology. The report also mentions that this feature would be opt-in only. So, you'd theoretically have to choose to activate it. But how much can we really trust that? History tells us that opting in can quickly become the new normal. This isn't just about recognizing faces, though. Meta is also planning to integrate this sensing capability into AI-powered earphones with embedded cameras and sensors. Think about that for a second. Your earphones constantly watching and listening. It's a bold move, and it's definitely raising some eyebrows. The big question is, will this be a game changer or a privacy disaster waiting to happen? Let's dig deeper. This super sensing tech is part of Meta's broader strategy to expand its smart glasses lineup and integrate AI more deeply into these products. And they're not alone. Rivals like Google are also ramping up their efforts in the smart glasses category. Google, remember Google Glass? They're giving it another shot. So, the race is on to create the next must-have wearable tech. But here's the thing. Integrating AI into wearables is a tricky business. You've got to balance functionality with privacy, and that's a tightrope walk. Eric Abruzzese, a research director at ABI Research, said that Meta's effort represents a natural progression from what they've already done with their Ray-Ban glasses. He sees these no-display devices as a unique product category focused purely on AI interaction and an ideal testing ground for AI platforms. Basically, they're using these glasses as a way to figure out how AI can best interact with us in a wearable format. But is this the right approach? Are we okay with being test subjects in Meta's AI experiment? That's something we need to consider. Is this the future we want? Let's get into the analysis. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room, privacy. The idea of smart glasses that can recognize people and track your activities is inherently unsettling. Even with an opt-in feature, there are serious concerns about data security, potential misuse, and the erosion of privacy in public spaces. Imagine walking down the street, and everyone you pass is silently scanned and identified. It's like living in a real-life surveillance state. And what about the data that's collected? Where is it stored? Who has access to it? What happens if it gets hacked or leaked? These are all valid questions that Meta needs to answer. And frankly, their track record on privacy hasn't exactly been stellar. Remember the Cambridge Analytica scandal? That still casts a long shadow over the company. Now, some argue that this technology could be incredibly useful. Imagine a world where you never forget a name, where you can instantly access information about the people you meet. It could revolutionize networking, education, and even healthcare. But is that convenience worth sacrificing our privacy? That's the core dilemma here. This is not just about technology. This is about ethics and societal values. This is a conversation we need to have, and we need to have it now. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Okay, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about photography. There's an interesting parallel here between Meta's super sensing and the ongoing debate about shooting RAW versus JPEG. For years, photographers have been told to shoot RAW to capture the most data and have the most flexibility in post-processing. But recently, some photographers have started to question this dogma. They argue that shooting RAW can lead to laziness and a reliance on editing software to fix mistakes that should have been addressed in camera. It's like the super sensing debate. Technology offers convenience, but it can also lead to complacency and a decline in fundamental skills. Just like relying on AI to recognize faces, relying on RAW editing can prevent you from becoming a better photographer. The article I read highlighted how easy it is to just fix it in post instead of focusing on getting the perfect shot in the first place. This applies to exposure, white balance, composition, everything. The solution? Try shooting JPEG for a while. Force yourself to get it right in camera. It's a great exercise for beginners and experienced photographers alike. It's all about finding the right balance between technology and skill. And maybe, just maybe, we can apply this same principle to this super sensing debate. What if we focus on developing our own super sensing abilities, our memory, our observation skills, our empathy, instead of relying on technology to do it for us? Just some food for thought. Speaking of competition, Samsung is reportedly entering the smart glasses arena as well. According to a report, Samsung is planning to launch its own smart glasses, potentially as early as late next year or early in 2026. And get this, they're apparently taking a page out of Meta's playbook. The report suggests that Samsung is aiming for a similar formula to the Meta Ray-Ban Stories smart glasses, right down to the core internal hardware. They're said to be using Qualcomm's AR1 Gen 1 wearable silicon and a 12-megapixel camera with a Sony CMOS sensor. But here's where it gets interesting. Samsung is reportedly partnering with Google to use Gemini AI at the heart of its smart glasses. This could give them a significant edge, as Gemini is already deeply integrated within Google's products, especially the Workspace suite. So, while Meta is focusing on its own AI solutions, Samsung is leveraging Google's expertise. It's a different approach, and it could be a smart one. The competition in the smart glasses market is heating up, and it's going to be fascinating to see how these different companies approach the challenges of privacy, functionality, and user experience. Who will win? Only time will tell. But one thing is clear. The future of wearable tech is going to be very interesting and very, very closely watched. Now, let's switch gears again and talk about something that's been a long time coming. End-to-end encryption for RCS messaging between Android and iOS. Finally, the GSMA has released an updated set of specifications for RCS messaging that includes end-to-end encryption based on the Messaging Layer Security (MLS) protocol. This means that your messages and files will be safe and confidential when sent between iOS and Android devices. Hallelujah! This is a huge step forward for privacy and security. For years, we've been stuck with SMS, which is notoriously insecure. RCS offers a much richer and more secure messaging experience. And now, with end-to-end encryption, it's finally on par with iMessage and WhatsApp. Apple has even said that they're planning to add support for end-to-end encryption to iOS, iPadOS, macOS, and watchOS in future software updates. This is a win for everyone. It's a win for privacy, it's a win for security, and it's a win for interoperability. It's about time. But it also highlights how slow progress can be when it comes to tech standards. It's taken years to get to this point. Let's hope that future advancements come faster. Okay, let's talk about another AI story that's making headlines. South Korea has temporarily paused downloads of DeepSeek AI over privacy concerns. DeepSeek, a massively popular Chinese AI assistant, has been unavailable from app stores in South Korea since February 15th. The Personal Information Protection Commission, PIPC, stated that downloads will resume once DeepSeek complies with local data protection laws. They've also blocked the app on South Korean government and military devices. This is a big deal. It shows that countries are taking privacy concerns seriously when it comes to AI. The PIPC discovered that DeepSeek was transferring Korean users' data to ByteDance, TikTok's parent company. Yikes, that's not a good look. Other countries, like Australia and Taiwan, have also banned the app on government devices due to security concerns. This raises some serious questions about the global AI landscape. How do we ensure that AI companies are respecting privacy laws in different countries? How do we prevent data from being transferred to countries with questionable human rights records? These are complex issues with no easy answers. But it's clear that governments are starting to pay attention and take action. And that's a good thing. It's a necessary step to protect our privacy in the age of AI. Speaking of AI, Google is making its Gemini Deep Research tool available to everyone. This is a pretty significant move. Deep Research allows you to ask Gemini to create comprehensive but easy-to-read reports on complex topics. It's like having your own personal research assistant. Compared to a typical chatbot, Deep Research works slower, but that's by design. Gemini first creates a research plan before searching the web for relevant information. Google has upgraded Deep Research to run on its new Gemini 2.0 Flash Thinking experimental model. This means it can break down problems into a series of intermediate steps, leading to higher quality, more detailed reports. This is a big step forward for AI-powered research. It's making it easier for anyone to access and understand complex information. And it's another example of how AI is transforming the way we learn and work. Google is also rolling out a new experimental feature called Gemini with personalization. With your permission, Gemini can now tailor its responses based on your past searches, saving you time and delivering more precise answers. It's all about making AI more personalized and relevant to your individual needs. The future of AI is looking brighter than ever. But with great power comes great responsibility. We need to make sure that AI is used for good and that it's developed in a way that respects our privacy and our values. Finally, let's talk about a new foldable phone that's turning heads, the Oppo Find N5. Oppo claims its latest book-style foldable is the world's thinnest at 8.92 millimeters. That's incredibly thin. It has a 6.62-inch outer display and an 8.12-inch inner screen, with multiple durability improvements and a new titanium hinge. Last year's Find N3 foldable ended up in the US as the OnePlus Open, so you may see the Find N5 similarly rebadged. The Find N5 weighs just 229 grams, which is lighter than its main rival, the Galaxy Z Fold 6. It also has a bigger internal screen. The Find N5 has a Snapdragon 8 Elite processor and a 5,600 mAh battery. It's compatible with wireless chargers and has 80W wired charging. Oppo has upgraded the Find N5's hinge and screen toughness. The hinge is now made from titanium alloy. With its Snapdragon 8 Elite processor, the Find N5 is the first foldable to pack Qualcomm's most powerful mobile chip. It typically lasted almost 2 days in testing before needing to charge. The Find N5 is an impressive piece of technology. It's thin, light, powerful, and durable. It's a sign of things to come in the foldable phone market. But it also highlights the challenges of balancing innovation with practicality. How thin is too thin? How durable is durable enough? These are questions that phone manufacturers are constantly grappling with. And it's exciting to see how they're pushing the boundaries of what's possible. What do you think about the Find N5? Let us know in the comments. So, what's the takeaway from all of this? Well, the tech world is moving at warp speed, and AI is at the forefront of it all. From Meta's super sensing smart glasses to Samsung's AI-powered wearables to the ongoing RCS messaging encryption saga, there's a lot to keep track of. The key is to stay informed, stay critical, and stay engaged. We need to be asking tough questions about privacy, security, and the ethical implications of these technologies. We can't just blindly accept whatever tech companies are selling us. We need to demand transparency, accountability, and responsible innovation. And that starts with having these conversations, sharing our thoughts, and making our voices heard. So what do you think about Meta's super sensing smart glasses? Are you excited or terrified? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more AI tech news and analysis. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.